Good morning. My name is Meg Young. I'm an LCSW in Florida and in Connecticut. And I just wanted to touch base real quick. I get a lot of calls for EMDR. I'm an EMDR therapist, and I hear a lot of people say, "Hey, I've heard about this technique. What is it? Would I benefit from it?" So I just wanted to put this out there real quick. EMDR is an amazing technique, but it has been getting a lot of traction lately. Not everybody needs EMDR. Not everybody would really benefit from EMDR. Most people, when they talk about how they benefit from it, they're talking about the fourth phase. That's the actual reprocessing phase of EMDR. EMDR is actually 8 phases. So the first phase is we got the assessment, we've got the treatment plan, we've got the safety stabilization. All of this stuff happens before the reprocessing. The safety stabilization phase is basically coping skills and is one of the most important phases in EMDR. If your EMDR therapist breezes past this, then it's not a very good EMDR therapist. We need to make sure that we are giving you the tools and the capacity to be able to handle what we're bringing up with EMDR. A lot of times with EMDR, we're bringing up emotions, body sensations, thoughts, images, all these memories that you don't necessarily want, not just up here, but also in the body. And it can be really tough when you leave the office, go home, and then go, okay, now what? Especially in the evening when it gets quiet. A lot of people's brain tends to then go, ooh, I'm thinking now. So we want to make sure that you have the tools to manage that. That is fine. It's not a problem if you do that. It's not a problem if you don't do that. But if you do it and it's distressing, we want you to have the tools to be able to manage that. So safety stabilization, all of those coping skills, if it takes 1 session or it takes 50 sessions, let your therapist do that with you. It is very, very, very important. When we get into the fourth phase, the reprocessing phase, we can do therapists are going to be different with what tech tools and techniques they use. But traditionally, it was eye movements. So the therapist is going to be pretty close to you, and they're going to be going back and forth pretty quick to get the right brain and the left brain activated at the same time. Or not by the same time, but bilaterally, one left, right, left, right, left, right. They don't know exactly why that bilateral stimulation actually works, but one of the theories behind it is in orienting. So we're looking around. Even though we're not moving our heads, we're seeing both sides of the room. So we're orienting ourselves to the present while we're thinking about the past, therefore separating the past and the present. Another theory is how it's very similar to rapid eye movement when we're sleeping at night and we're processing a lot of what's happening at night. And third, one of the other things that goes with it as well is that it's using a lot of working memory. We're asking you to pay attention to your thoughts, your images, your body sensations, your core beliefs, the location of the body sensation, the intensity of it, and whatever the bilateral stimulation is. So we're holding a lot in working memory, and that can be really difficult. Too much stuff in working memory taxes the working memory, and we can only hold so much. So one of the other theories is that we can't hold all of this together. So we're focusing on all this present stuff, and this past stuff is not going to get as much attention. It's going to come down a little bit. So traditionally, we have eye movements, and you're just going to go back and forth like this while the therapist is moving their hands back and forth. You also have the option, if you're in person, of what's called a light bar. So the light bar is going to go back and forth. You also have tappers, and these tappers, you're just going to hold one in each hand. Sometimes people hold them one in each hand. Sometimes they kind of cross them over their body. Sometimes they put them up against their up against their legs. I'm sorry, but not usually here, but up against their legs, so that there's still that bilateral stimulation, whatever is comfortable for you, but one in each hand. And then lastly, the other option is the headset, and that's going to beep in each ear. There are also therapists that do EMDR on virtual platforms, and the virtual platforms have a lot of versatility as well, whether it's the eye movements, whether it's the sounds in the ears, the auditory. They just don't have, some actually have the ability to do the tappers if you buy the tappers. So there's a lot of different variations on how it's done, but the important thing with EMDR is we want to be going fast to reprocess what is going on. So we need you to be able to track, whether we're tracking with the eyes, the hands, the head, the ears, we want you to be able to track it. We go slow when we're going to calm it back down or when we're resourcing. It's kind of like rocking a baby to sleep. right? We're not going to rock the baby to sleep by going fast. We're going to activate the baby going fast. So when we're calming you down, when we're calming the nervous system, we're going to do slow bilaterals. And when we're activating the nervous system, we're going to do the quick bilaterals. So that's the fourth phase. Then we have the body scan and the installation, the reevaluation and closure for the rest of the phases of EMDR. So it's an 8-phase model. It's a wonderful model. I highly encourage you to take a look at it. If you're here in Lakewood Ranch or you live in Florida or Connecticut, feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And again, my name is Meg Young. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.